Ever walk into a room and feel like a fraud? Like you don't belong there? The inside voice that tells you that has a name: Imposter syndrome. Here's a quick win though. It's not you, it's the room. The unease isn't proof you don't belong. It's a signal you've stepped into a bigger space. In this video, I'll share 4 ways to flip imposter syndrome on its head so you can finally feel like you belong. For over a decade, I've seen this pattern. People who look solid on the outside, but still doubt themselves, discount their wins, and hold back when they could give more. I have felt it too. That's the loop imposter syndrome creates, and it shows up in everyone who's stretching. So let's get straight into the first way to break it. Audit your rooms. Imposter syndrome isn't always about you. It's about the room. Safe rooms feel comfortable but keep you small. Big rooms feel heavy but make you grow. And later I'll show you the trap that makes the weight feel 10 times heavier. But first, let's talk about the room itself. Here's the audit. Name your rooms, your work, your friendships, your routines. For each, ask, does this room shrink me or stretch me? Safe rooms shrink you by keeping you predictable and unchanged. Big rooms stretch you by forcing growth. They make you doubt. They expose your gaps. They feel uncomfortable. That discomfort doesn't mean leave. It means you're in the right place to grow into the person the room requires. There are guardrails, however. Stretch isn't the same as harm. If a room disrespects you or diminishes you, that's not growth. That's the wrong room. Also, if you're a beginner, you should have beginner license. When you enter a room, you're not a fraud, you're a beginner. Beginners are expected not to know everything. Your best move is to ask questions, because every honest question turns ignorance into competence. So, here's the step. Stay loyal to the stretch rooms and make it practical too. Pick one small ask, one visible contribution, and one scary stretch this week. That's how you audit and act on the room you're in. And once you have chosen the right room, the question shifts completely. Belonging isn't a question you should wait to have answered. It's something you build by showing up day by day. Here's the trap. The question, do I belong here, has no finish line. Even if someone says yes, your brain will ask the question tomorrow and the day after. That's why imposter syndrome never feels solved. The better question is, what can I build here? Because rooms don't hand out belonging passes, they hand out opportunities. So here's the practice. Begin your morning by writing down one way you will show up today. Something that matters to you, not just to the room. Carry that with you as your quiet assignment. Then in the evening, write down one proof you did, a word you spoke, an idea you shared, or even just the fact that you stayed in the room. Over time, this creates a personal trail you can lean on when doubt tries to erase your progress. Belonging isn't granted, it's built brick by brick in the room you're in. And if you think you're the only one hearing the voice of doubt, you're not. Maya Angelou once admitted that even after publishing 11 books, she still worried people would see her as a fraud. Einstein described himself as if he had fooled the whole world into believing he was smarter than he was. If the most accomplished names still heard the whisper of, "You're a fraud," what chance do the rest of us have in escaping it? That's the truth. Imposter syndrome isn't a glitch in your system. It is the system. I've seen the same thing at every level, from students stepping into their first role to leaders with decades behind them. So here's the move. When that voice of doubt shows up, don't wrestle it. Call it what it is, the pattern voice. That way, you're not carrying it as your private defect. You're noticing it as the shared toll of stepping into spaces that stretch you. Remember, you're not the exception. You are the pattern. Here's the trap I teased earlier, the one that makes the voice grow 10 times louder. You borrow someone else's room, their wins, their highlight moments, and use it as a mirror to judge yourself. But you can't measure your belonging in your own room by staring at theirs. That's not growth, that's self-sabotage. Comparison multiplies imposter syndrome. You already feel the weight of your own doubt, then you stack it against someone else's curated story, and the weight triples. It's like you forget you're seeing the highlights of another room, not the reality. Behind the curtain are the same false starts, same insecurities, and the slip-ups that will never see the light of day. So here's the move. When you catch yourself comparing, cut it with 2 words: wrong room. Then, name one brick you've laid in your own room today. That's your anchor, your evidence. And once you stop borrowing others' rooms, there's one final way to lock in belonging for yourself. All along, we've been breaking down imposter syndrome piece by piece, but the real payoff is this. Everything you've just learned isn't 4 separate steps to juggle. It collapses into one pocket-sized tool. This is the bonus and the most important part of the video, the one word that carries all 4 inside. Room. R. Remember the room. Small ones shrink you, big ones stretch you. O. Own the question, not do I belong, but what can I build here? O. Others feel it too. Even the greats heard the same voice. M. Make your focus yours. Stop borrowing someone else's room to judge your own. That's why, when you feel like a fraud or you feel like you don't belong, remember room, because it's not you, it's the room. And now you know 4 ways to finally feel like you belong.